Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing? Hope the camera setup's okay. Had to adjust it yesterday. Recorded Futures Edge, so that'll be out the next few days. With Bob and Jim, hope everyone is having a wonderful day. No Sterling today, but he wishes everyone a happy July 4th. So, I wish everyone a happy July 4th also. Or, you know what, if you're overseas, well, US markets will be closed, so it'll be quieter. Let's see. Good morning, John. Good morning, Patrick. Good morning, Jacob. Grand Rising, Christoph. Camera's good. Thank you, Christoph. Good morning, Heinrich. Again, thank you for people still tuning in. Thank you. All right. Pretty much today, I'm waiting for for me personally, the EIA numbers to come out, then I'm done. I will review the FOMC minutes, but the futures are closed and the cash stocks are closed. So NYSE closes early. So I can review that later this afternoon, maybe having a nice beverage. But let's see what's coming up this morning. Good morning, Jake. We already had jobless claims coming out. They are rising slow, especially continuing jobless claims. See, here's a nice little chart. Continuous jobless claims. Here we go. Here we go. So, what would you say if this was a chart? You were in consolidation, little shake and bake pattern that finally resolved, like broke down, but then popped back into consolidation. And now what? Breakout to the upside. Jobless claims breaking out. We have to do our harmonic targets. Oh, but jobless claims. So let's see if the Fed prioritizes, this. Remember, we have non-farm payrolls on Friday. So even though we have trading day off tomorrow, futures will be open for limited trading because Europe's open. We have to be prepared for non-farm payrolls on Friday. What else do we have? I don't really pay much attention to ADP, employment change, because it doesn't really correlate very well. Initial jobless claims coming in slightly higher than expected. We have the S&P Global Composite and Services numbers. Those are the smaller to mid-sized firms. Still both expected to be in expansion. They come out 15 minutes after NYSE open. So pay attention to that. But then more important, the large firms, ISM services, especially the employment component, which is already in contraction and expected to remain in contraction. New orders still in expansion, and prices still expected to be pretty high. But watch, if this comes in substantially better, the market will probably react probably to the upside if this comes in slightly better. Then we have our EIA numbers. And where do we sit? We have some bill auctions. And then after everything's closed at 2 p.m. Eastern, we have the FOMC minute release. So that's what we have going on today. And then remember, tomorrow holiday and Friday non-farm payrolls. In terms of the pre-market, mega caps besides Tesla are down. I'm still flabbergasted by the amount of Tesla. Remember, they were supposed to, the initial amount for their deliveries was over 540K, got ratcheted down to 439, and then they came in at 444. So I don't know how that's possible, but Tesla's been on a tear there. Watch that 62.5 harmonic. Basic materials leading, utilities and consumer cyclical. Gold is up nicely this morning, but still no big overall macro picture change. Comm services and technology slight pullback. Fed watch still favors the first cut in September. Fear and greed in the middle of neutral mode. What else we have? Remember the futures today close at 12:15 Central Time, so 1:15 Eastern Time. Energy futures close regular, sort of FX and interest rates. They all open tonight at their normal time, and then tomorrow they're halted early. All right. So if you're gonna, it's going to be a super quiet day, but if you need to do something, there you go. That's what's going on. That is what's going on. We had Constellation Brands was the only thing this morning. Was a beat and a gap up on the beat. What else do we have? What am I doing with my shortened trading day? Well, after I'll do a workout, after the EI numbers come out, then I'm going to do a cryotherapy session. And I don't know what else. Don't know. Yay. Yeah, we have Republic if we can keep it. That's getting more and more doubtful. Uh, but it is like fighting with yourself. Very good. Yeah, you wanted to escape the matrix. Well, it's not an easy escape path. Thank you for tuning in, Dark Street and Sleep. Hey, Charles. Hello. All right, so what's this so far? We have a classic sideways correction with cycles still moving up. Remember, we're still at weekly tops. Going to be paying not much attention to this today. If we do break out, we have 55.90, and then the key level still above even for Friday is 56.36 area. I put on some other levels, and then we have roughly 55.666 to 5.8 is the 5.666 to 5.68 is roughly the next cluster, and 5.744. The key support is 5,500 to 5,508. Other than that, you can see here a range-bound choppy market. Nothing really moving with the unemployment numbers today. So we'll have to see what happens with ISM. But you could see your key support. And for the downside, I doubt anything would, even if it tested that, we would not substantially break it until, we got Friday's non-farm payrolls, if that would even break it. That's what I'm watching, though. There's not much else to talk about right there. We're still in the big wedging pattern higher. So from a longer term perspective, even on a pullback, we have to trigger the wedge and get below the weekly rotation zone. I am expecting still a pullback. Don't know what's going to trigger it, but then with major support is about this 53.50 area. So keep that in mind. NASDAQ, it's now a triple top. I'll still pay attention to these key lows right here. Come on. These key lows, which is the bottom of the rotation zone, so about 19,725. Trading against pretty major resistance at this 20-20-50. On a breakout above the highs of 20,371, we got 20,637, 20,900. Again, the only thing that makes me sit up and take notice for a continued pullback is a break below the rotation zone. We're getting to cycle tops, not there yet, but we'll be getting there in a couple days on potentially on the daily and the weekly. We are at tops. By the way, I put out on the Futures Edge podcast, which you'll have to wait to drop for a few days. I showed every setting we have. Okay, so if you've missed them for some reason, you wanna know even what the settings are for the stochastic RSI cycles. I pulled them up on the screen, so you can watch that for next week. Why did that disappear? There we go. There we go. All right, I like it like that better. The Dow, absolutely nothing to talk about here. Major support 39.3. Very strong resistance about 39.850. Russell, again, this has gone a whole bunch of nowhere, but major resistance 2080. Major support coming in about 2032. Nothing to talk about there. The VIX, nothing to talk about here. I mean, really, the markets are like in frozen waiting mode. Now the DAX is interesting because I was watching for that rollover, caught on a prior support level and trying to rotate up, but the only thing that makes me bullish in the short term is the close above 18,622. Otherwise, it's trading against pretty key resistance. The notes, little bounce after Monday's sell-off, but we're watching for a potential next rollover play. Also, some people try to watch this if it rolls over as the head and shoulders top. I'll just watch for the breakdown patterns, and we have a gap fill. The yield pulling back into some key support areas at this 4.37. 10 twos took a little backfill. I'm keeping a very close eye on this though, especially headed into Friday. Dollar index pull back, and we watch how it relates in today's close and closing in relation to Monday's low. If it does continue a pullback, the very key support area is 104.75 to 104.85. Crude, after tagging the minor harmonic here, still expecting crude to go higher. Okay, but key support coming in at this 81.80. Why am I expecting to go higher? Because we closed above the 62.5, so it shifted the probabilities. And the rotation zone's clearly up. In order to really change the opinion on crude, we'd have to start breaking down below the key moving averages. Gold, up 29. There we go, 29 today, but still in a huge consolidation pattern. The only thing that gets me bullish is a close above the 62.5. In the long term, I'm still bullish on gold. In the short term, medium term, we have to really prove it can get back and close above the 62.5. Otherwise, it's just in consolidation. What else do we have? We have the 10-year yield still stalling at this 1.11 area. So I'm going to be keeping a close eye on this every day because the yen still trying to weaken. Still not quite its next target, but still trying to weaken and no intervention yet. Percent B buy on daily on the ES. Yeah, it was yesterday with the break of the high and this in consolidation. So that's where you're trading that. It's a tighter stop from my perspective. Thank you for pointing that out, Jacob. Do you incorporate auction theory, i.e. improper top right now on NQ, no excess? Not really. Not really. What else do we have? Euro. This was interesting to me. So Euro really strengthening again, but in the short term, 108.25 is key on a closing basis. Then also, if we get a close above that, then I'll be watching more for the dollar breakdown. Other than that, it's going to be a lighter trading day today, and I really want to see how those ISM numbers come out. Spiders, now also in triple top. So done. The key areas now on a breakout. First of all, we're going to look to open at 548.65. So the first target would be 549. And then it would be about this 550.20 area. If it were to break out, the next major target is 554, not for today. I doubt we'll get a rip or face-off rally, but that would be the major next target. The key support is back right around this 542.50 to 543. The Qs, slight gap down, 486.46. Gap fill to 486.98 to the upside. The triple is now in place, so the double never came to fruition. I didn't have those levels exactly correct. Just gonna do this. Breakout key level for the Qs is 492.72. So the little short-term wedging pattern just went sideways against the rotation zone and still rotating up. Key support at this point for the Qs is back at 480. Bitcoin rolling down. This would be a very lopsided potential double bottom. So again, the only thing that makes me bullish would be a close above the high of 63,800 roughly. Other than that, we still have the major topic pattern in play, but not yet triggered. You got NVIDIA, another thing I'm keeping a very close eye on because we do have the potential double bottom. So if that were to trigger, it would lead me into more short-term bullish price action because of the weight of NVIDIA. However, we break below the lows from the 24th, watching for a quick trip down to the 50 EMA area, which would lead me to more consolidation and slight market pullback. Tesla, the key level, I'm watching on a close, 239, what's the exact level? 239.11. 239.11, very overbought cycle top, massive breakout play. So we'll have to see on that one. Where is the volume has also kicked in with this again. We have not seen this kind of chasing volume since the back on the 29th of April. But then it did not follow through. So I still needed to get above 239.11 on a closing basis. Oops, let me hide the volume again. Come on. There we go. All right. Kathy sold some of her Tesla, so you're thinking, is Kathy a contrary indicator right now also? Let's see. That's about it. Really, again, this would be a day don't do silly, especially if the ISM numbers come out, or if you're crude traders after the EIA number comes out. Just don't do silly. It'll dry up pretty quickly. So don't force trading. Going in the open on the S&P, 55.60 is key. If that starts breaking down, especially with the numbers coming out at either 9:45 or 10 a.m., 55.40 is key support. Resistance above here, 55.72 area. If it were to break through there with some momentum, it's a quick trip to that 55.85 area. Keep that in mind. All right. Hope everyone has a wonderful day. If you're in the USA, hope you have a wonderful July 4th. There will not be a live stream tomorrow. No live stream. There's not much to talk about, but we'll be back for Friday non-farm payrolls. So I can't take the rest of the week off. Wishing it was a non-farm payroll Friday, but it is. So we will be back in the saddle for Friday. I wish everyone a wonderful time. Hope you get to spend some time with family and or friends and have a relaxing day. And I'll talk to everyone later. Bye for now.